This is the start of a full-scale invasion.
Our long journey through the Exodus Road has come to an end. Now, we begin the first stage of Operation Revival by laying claim to the outer periphery.
Before the wolves came barking at the door, and having already played through Shadow of Kerensky in career mode with my friends, I wanted to know just how different it would feel if I were to instead play it in campaign mode by myself. So I did just that, and here's how it went. This won't be just another review of the new DLC because I already made one of those, and it won't be a review of the base game either because it's not supposed to be, but rather an update to my Shadow of Kerensky review, which got a lot more traction than I'm used to, so thank you very much for that. My aim here is to readdress some things, reevaluate others, experience the full might of the clans now that they don't just chain fire at me, and document the story of my experiences as I attempted to prepare for the big event. Because I'll be covering the entire game, major campaign spoilers and minor DLC spoilers will be discussed, so if you're not aware of what unfolds, please consider this your spoiler warning. Here's a quick list of the mods you'll see me running in this video. You can find them either on the Steam Workshop or on Nexus Mods. Let me know if you'd be interested in a video maybe covering some of my favorite mods, or ones that I found useful. Could be fun. And lastly, goodbye Daddy Nick. The early game started off as it always does, appreciating Mason's hate for spiders. I had a rough idea of the progression level I wanted to be at come 3049, but I didn't just want to grind out whatever method was the easiest to get the most money or farm some exploit to become as powerful as possible, because I feel like that wouldn't lend itself to an authentic experience, nor would I necessarily enjoy it. After all, the destination is the fun we've had along the way, or something. I figured I might as well just play through the game as one would naturally, while every now and then considering how and what I should be planning for. With that in mind, I knew that salvage would be on the menu, so I aimed to gain as much reputation with the independents as I could to max out salvage shares. But instead I bullied Davion and got friendly with Karita, which turned out to work okay because by that time it was time to form the Free Rasselhog Republic. With a year having gone by and the FRR now formed, I had undone all the sway I had with the Combine. But Rasselhog loved me, and that mattered more to me than what Karita thought. They'll get over it. Or will they? It took me a bit to get used to the difficulty spike within FRR space, and the campaign itself was pleasantly more entertaining than I anticipated. I might even make a separate video on how that went for me and what I think of it. We'll see. Could be fun. Once I got acclimated to the heightened aggression of my various frenemies, things were mostly status quo up until 3037, when I realized that I probably needed to start considering preparation for invasion. I had a strong couple of heavies at this stage, but not a lot of them, and I was certainly short on assaults. I knew that I would need to increase the number of mechs at my disposal, but I was still struggling to find the equipment I needed to build up the mechs I currently had. So I had to really pick and choose what mech to focus on, and what could wait for later. I did manage to build out 2 LRM boat stalkers and 1 longbow, though I didn't have much of a use for them right now, so I put them away in storage. I also needed to expand my pool of highly skilled mech pilots. I was lucky enough to find Barrett Nolan early on, who's a solid shot and even better at the one-liners.
Target mech is destroyed.
I like these new elite pilots because they feel more personable and their voice lines reflect their personalities. However, I would have liked for them to have a wider pool of available lines to say, because with how heavily I use them, hearing them say the same couple of lines over and over again starts to feel a bit repetitive. It's easy to get attached to certain mechs or pilots though once they've proven themselves in battle, and if they're consistently reliable, I focus my resources on them to make them as good as they can be. The danger with this method is that I'll only have a select few very strong mechs, so if something bad happens to them, I'm out of dependable firepower. But the advantage is that they are so goddamn good that anything within their field of view dies before it can get a shot off. So most of the time they're safe. Take for example, Lance Gable and the Marauder I built for him. His traits focus on autocannons, rifles, and pinpoint accuracy, so I built out a disgustingly overpowered Marauder 3M with 3 heavy rifles and 4 medium lasers. Don't ask me how Fahad was able to jam all this stuff in here, but with an alpha strike of 102, when I tell Lance to go delete something from existence, he goes and does it.
Just spotted an enemy mech.
Centurion
Lance target
A8
received.
detected.
In fact, I don't even have to tell him to target stuff. He just looks at something funny and through sheer force of will, that thing that he looks at just magically disappears. That Centurion is a prime example. I barely had a chance to target it myself, and next thing I know, it's dead. And I'm like, how? Why? Seriously, this Marauder is just a monster. It is so good, you have no idea. I love this thing. And Lance is just a badass. I spent a lot of high value resources on this one mech, like an XL engine, double heatsink kit, endo steel, and it paid off. This is now Lance's mech. I can tell him to go deal with something I don't want to think about, and he just goes and takes care of it. Now, because this mech has become so integral to my drop deck, I don't want to see harm come to it, because I don't yet have the resources to fix it if it breaks. So I slapped ECM in there so the enemies leave him alone, and later on I convinced Fahad to duct tape AMS to the hull. So at this stage I've got like 5 or 6 mechs built out like that I can just depend on to get the job done, while I use a revolving door of mechs I've built out for myself. Like for example, this Griffin 2N with jump jets and 4 SRM launchers. It's fast, deadly, and has just enough armor to handle most situations. Just. But it has no range. So I rely on Barrett in his PPC-filled Black Knight or Lance in his Marauder to take out ranged opponents, while I zoom around and blast away anything that gets too close. But again, as powerful as these machines are, they're irreplaceable. I have to be really careful and tactically position my Lance in every encounter because I simply don't have the resources to replace anything if I lose it. And these are the only mechs I have, so I really can't lose them. I've been super lucky up to this point that they haven't catastrophically exploded yet. Well, my Griffin did right at the end of the FRR campaign, and it did take me a few years to find an XL engine and double heatsink kit required to get it operational again. But the question remains, will we be strong enough to take on the clans? We're almost 10 years to that point, and I've mostly forgotten that I'm supposed to be getting my revenge on Black Inferno, so I opted to go do that before the clans make them not my problem anymore. I was on my way to go save some farm field from Inferno attack when Comstar showed up with the great idea of threatening me if I didn't help Karita right this very second. Okay, fine. I know that I'm supposed to have already finished Act 3 by now, but knowing what happens in the main storyline, the timing here with Comstar dragging me away right as I'm about to discover their secret Starleague bases is comically suspicious. So, Steiner and Davian are getting married, and to celebrate the occasion, they invade the Draconis Combine. As you do. Theodore Karita is understandably upset, and because he didn't like that I helped form the FRR, he sends me to go do his dirty work. Karita forced me to commit an uncomfy level of war crimes because they think that if they cause enough discourse within a few key Steiner systems, that'll be enough to stop the marriage. It does not. So let's not focus on that, and instead focus on the fact that by the end of it, they've given me a bunch of C-bills and some solid chassis to build out. And by pure chance, I found General Gerber's daughter, who I hired on as a backup pilot and promptly sent to mech school. Alright, so the year is now 3040, and every major faction aside from Rasselhog and the Independents kind of don't like me. Oh, and the Capellans got their asses kicked. Oh well. Anyway, now that I've got some downtime, I can finally get some rest and then decide what to do for the next 10 years so that, well, actually, no, I should really finish the main campaign.
Hey, you!
Oh, for fuck.
Fun!
Okay, that's a wrap.
But I'm just warming up.
What do you think, Commander?
I think that guy is gonna talk himself into an early grave.
I hadn't yet recovered from the Dragon's Gambit, and yet here he was in all his glory saying he'll pay me to get him into Solaris. And for protection because some people don't like him.
You're either brave or stupid for showing your face here, Fisher.
Now, I won't spoil much here, but I do want to say that the Solaris DLC pleasantly surprised me. On the cover it looks like just some extra weapons and arena battles, which I didn't initially care for, but the campaign changed my mind. I was hesitant to start it because it locks you in for 2 years, and I really just wanted some breathing room to build up my strength and to finish the campaign. But unknown to me at this point, Solaris was exactly what I was in need of. George Ledoux definitely carries this DLC, and whoever wrote the dialogue deserves a raise because the banter between Mason and Duncan Fisher is hilarious.
Unbelievably, the Forgotten Foes have been knocked out of the match.
The Forgotten Foes will never forget this loss, or who defeated them. They strutted in here like they had the match in the bag, but we proved too much. They could not overcome our mech dueling prowess.
Hey, Duncan, are you calling the match, or is Ava?
Why? You think I have a future in it? Maybe after I hang up my neural helmet for the last time.
Buddy, you won't have a future at all if you don't shut up and fight.
But then if you're not a fan of witty banter or suspiciously timed deaths, let me introduce you to the PPC-X.
Target acquired.
Now he's just showing off. What a showboat! Cut down another!
Enemy target destroyed.
Oh, mama!
Enemy target.
Off another opponent!
As you can see, it's basically a shotgun PPC, and using it to one-shot contestants in the arena is something I now live for. The Solaris DLC also adds the Roughneck, though its designation here is the Loader King, which isn't a battle mech per se, but instead an industrial mech with big guns slapped onto it. And yet my Betty mod still calls it a Roughneck, so, Betty, please fix. But you know what this means: if they can put the Roughneck into the game, then there's no reason they can't put the Sunsplitter into the game. BGI, please! I guess it didn't matter so much that Steiner didn't like me because, as mentioned, they've merged with Davion to create the new super faction of Stavion. And I guess within all the shuffle they forgot about me because my bad reputation with them has been wiped. Just kidding, the factions proper still hate me, but the Federated Commonwealth doesn't. Okay, anyway, with my schedule now clear, I can finally take some time to rest, enjoy some Timbiki Dark with Fahad, and spend the next 8 years preparing for Kerensky's children to come knock on the door. I took this time to evaluate what I had, what I wanted, and what I needed. I have so many mechs now, and plenty of time still to optimize builds and assemble a solid roster to have the best chance at not losing the DLC's War of Attrition. But I still don't have enough stuff to put inside those mechs. That, however, was about to change. Since I hadn't yet left Solaris, I decided to unwind from the ruthless rigors of militarized war by spending the next 2 years brawling it out in the arena. And in doing so, I discovered that arena fights are actually great farming locations for all the rare and integral components I've been short on. I can salvage the mechs with goodies and cannibalize them for the parts I want. This allows me to upgrade my current mechs, upgrade some weapons, and build out those incomplete mechs from all the salvaged parts. And as it turns out, Solaris is a great place to test out new mech builds. They're faster than regular missions, and it's not too terrible if a build doesn't work out, because the stakes aren't usually very high. The AI seem to be bugged right now though, where once you do enough damage, every single enemy just focuses on you forever and forgets about everybody else. It's real annoying to get ganged up on all the time. It ruins the feel of a proper free-for-all if all the AI just focus on you and forget to fight each other. PGI, please fix. Now it's finally time to go kick Black Inferno's ass, then go kick Comstar's ass, then steal a shiny thing, and then run the hell away because I forgot to pay my bills.
My father was a spy?
Comstar was tracking the movements of people and ships entering the inner sphere from unexplored space. I think that your father was one of those people.
Could Nick have been a Wolf Dragoon, perhaps? I don't know. Diamond Shark listed him as a freeborn, so he couldn't have come from the clan homeworlds. And then what happened to make him change his identity? Well, at any rate, this at least explains why Black Inferno wanted those coordinates he was hiding.
I picked up some chatter about coordinates of some kind. That mean anything to you?
Coordinates? No.
Yeah, that turned out to be a big fat lie.
You are FREEBIRTH.
I sure am. Actually, I forgot the whole daddy being a spy twist was hinted at here instead of later in the Star League base. So I was wrong back in my review when I said that the reveal takes place in the DLC. But I'm still not sold on Jake's reaction.
I suspected Dad was related to the people who followed Kerensky into Exodus, but never this.
I guess the idea is supposed to be that enough time has passed that by this point they have a better understanding of who the clans are. But because we, the player, experience time differently than the in-game characters, the sense of pacing doesn't work out very well. Rihanna quite suspiciously wants me to hang out here, in the periphery, which I coincidentally also wish to do, but that can be done anywhere up here. So I spent the final 3 years roaming the What was that? Did you hear that? What the fuck is that? Mom? After I got away from whatever that was, I sent my best pilots to an undergraduate program to ensure their skills were primed and ready, and to get a few more traits. This also gave me the opportunity to train up my reserve pilots, because I get a sneaking suspicion I'm gonna need them. The year is 3048. The calm before the storm. I sit as prepared as I can be, at the edge of known space, watching, waiting for the inevitable moment when...
Warning, Mad Cat detected. Ejecting.
Where are the real warriors of the Innisphere? Can any of you present a real challenge, or are you all pathetic surats?
Oh, you want a real challenge, Daryl? I'll give you a real challenge.
Now pummel them all.
Booyah, Daryl! How does my autocannon taste? I went into the first mission with some second-line Lance mechs in case they got obliterated, while I piloted a dual AC-20 Corsair, which was working out pretty okay up until my mech got tired from all the fighting and decided to take a nap mid-battle.
Internal ammo explosion detected.
Stupid ammo explosions. Oof, yeah, that's gonna take some time to fix. I guess the RNG gods were feeling forgiving today though, because thankfully I didn't lose my 2 tier 5 autocannons. I can replace the other stuff, but I can't replace those. Still, I was feeling pretty good about my odds at this stage. So, to defend New Starburg, I put myself in an Annihilator 1X, and my Lance in those deadly Marauders. The Clanners never stood a chance.
New Starburg is ours!
Interestingly though, they aren't throwing the scary Novas at me, just the less deadly variants. It was fun though to just stay up on this rock and obliterate anything that got within my eye line. I decided after the second mission that I can salvage workable clan mechs later. What I want right now is to harvest their goodies and throw them into my current mechs. I took the SRMs off the Mad Dog to upgrade my Griffin, and the weight saving and boost of firepower, on paper anyway, looks unbelievable. I can't wait to try this thing out now. Get to work, Fahad.
Bloody wankers.
I really tried not to disarm this timber, but he's just so far away, and my lance mates had other ideas anyway. Well, I guess I'm not getting those PPCs just yet. Don't walk in front. Get out of the way! God! Oh look, PPCs! Time to upgrade my Marauder. Ooh, maybe not yet. I still need it right away, and that's gonna take a long time. Saving spears made me realize just how unviable the Annihilator is for missions where I need to move more than 100 meters. I mean, sure, it's got the firepower, but it's just so unbelievably slow that I can't get anything done in a respectable amount of time. I tried to wait for it and keep it in the fight, but my patience was definitely being tested. Oops, I guess I'm supposed to be up there, but I'm not because I've been at this for 27 minutes already because I'm always waiting for the slowest mech in the history of oh shit. Did I hit it? No. How did a Warhawk sneak up on me? And I had it dead to rights. Where did my shot go? Did it just phase through the mech and hit the repair bay behind it? I guess so. I don't know. God Time to go, Magnuson. And no need to help me, Step MechWarrior. I didn't get myself stuck in the repair bay again, so at least there's that. But damn it, Fahad, I told you to fix these gyros. I'm flopping around like a fish in here. So why am I such a floppy fish all of a sudden? Well, YAML added an option that allows the third-person animations to play out while in first person, which means that the mech stomps are now visually and audibly in sync, and it makes it feel like I'm going the advertised speed. So I'm happy with this addition. Thanks, YAML team. I understand a lot of players might not like this as much as I do, so here's where the option is to turn it off. If you're not seeing this menu, make sure you have mod options installed. Alright, let's see, what can we salvage? Oh, look, when the game dangles fruit this irresistibly delicious right in front of me, I kind of have no choice but to reach out and grab it. Now I've got my first Mad Cat, with just barely enough weapons to put on it. The 6th mission came and went without issue. I'm really enjoying this Marauder AH, but it's time to put that away for the moment, because my timber is ready. Oh yeah, now we're cooking with clan tech.
Every round. Every last one of those FREEBIRTHs.
Yeah. So that's a bug. But more to the point, these clan voice lines get real old real fast. And to clear up any confusion, I must stress that I'm not criticizing the performances of these actors, but instead how many times I hear the same line within a short time span. There are just far too few of them. If PGI added more, it would have been fine. Anyway, the boring mission type here in Call Drith is propped up a bit by mech commandering my lance around. I don't know what it is about this feature that I like so much. Truth be told, I've yet to play Mech Commander, but being able to place individual lance mates at specific points to block a threshold or watch a corner just speaks to me. It's like playing an RTS, but I don't like those, so I don't know.
Hell yeah. Ready to crank metal.
I'd set them up somewhere, then position myself elsewhere, primed and ready for a sneak attack while the enemy focuses on my land. They chose to attack me, god damn it. No, go away. Just because I'm in a clan mech doesn't mean I'm one of you. I'm not the father.
Critical hit, left arm.
Phew, I think I made it. And I didn't lose the, oh no.
Detected. Weapon destroyed. Critical hit, left arm destroyed.
Holy shit, Barrett, good job, but save some for the rest of us. Oh my god, Barrett, you almost died. Be careful. Hey, my griffin's ready. This feels like a bad idea. Relatively speaking, it's quite squishy, remember? Stop focusing so much on me, you bastards. My assault mechs are right there. Look at them, not me. They have armor, I don't.
Puma.
Okay, you're looking too hard. Stop, please. Oh god, oh no.
What the fuck is that?
It's the dinner time mission. Yeah, it's still too easy. I was once again worried it would be more difficult, but difficult doesn't exist when the enemies stream in one at a time.
I have escaped. I have the grace of Kerensky. I have the grace of Kerensky. Surrat's down in his honor! Down in his honor!
I dropped in an SRM charger I wanted to try, but ended up switching to the Mauler instead.
I've ejected out!
Wait for it. Steady. Get out of the way!
You just smoked that son of a bitch, Commander!
So much for those evasive quirks, bitch! That'll never not be satisfying. I actually do want to try the fire moths at some point, but not right now.
Fuck! This conduct is unworthy of smoked jaguars!
Of course it's unworthy when your conduct consists of letting me smoke the jaguars you're feeding me. Actually, speaking of, hey Othin, get that smoker prepped. I've got some meat for you. Don't ask where I got it, just trust me, bro. The 10th mission, I'm now convinced, serves as a buffer to soften me up for the quick turnaround of the much more difficult 11th mission. There's a solid mix of all weight classes here, and with their numbers, it feels like a tense fight this time. Wrong was I to put us in long-range mechs thinking we could hide away in the buildings and plink away because silly me forgot clan mechs go highway speed and the game's logic says to hug my face. So it became an uncomfy brawl. I will say though that these two penultimate missions don't give you much time to think. I'm always being hit with something, or there's always a mech pushing me. It's a good scrap in a small dose that doesn't overstay its welcome. Oof, yeah, that could have gone worse. Almost lost the good torso. And the arm. But those grow back. Barrett, I love your willingness to go exactly where I tell you to at all times, but when you do it without backup, it makes me nervous. Please come back.
Enemy machine in range. I have punched out.
Oh my god, Barrett, never mind, I guess. Goodbye, whatever that was. As a result of Barrett being almost better than me, he gets the repair bay. That's the only Mauler I have, and I haven't found another MX-90. Oops, I'm sorry, Jacob.
Killed by someone on my side.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, Jacob gets the next one, because if he loses that torso, he's done for. This made me realize, though, that I haven't yet talked about the repair bays, but honestly, I don't have much to say. I only really use them when someone's about to lose something, or if I remember they exist.
Do not let this FREEBIRTH escape.
Sorry, pal. We got a flight to catch.
Oh yes, thank you. I'll gladly take this mostly intact direwolf off your hands. And with that, we've once again reached the end of Kerensky's Shadow. So, how different was the solo campaign experience compared to career mode with friends? Honestly, it didn't feel that much different to me. More so just a change up in how I approached the battles. I suppose I expected it to be harder, what with having the AI instead of human players. But my friendly AI was surprisingly competent enough throughout the game that by the time I hit this DLC, I wasn't worried they'd be my handicap. I'm not sure if PGI did something or if YAML is making adjustments to their behavior, but they definitely don't seem as stupid as I remember them being on release. As for the balance, I sort of shifted my stance on that. It felt well enough balanced with the AI friendlies to not feel too unfair or too easy, and knowing the lay of the land for each mission this time did make me apprehensive towards a few of them, but overall it tipped to the easier side of the scale in terms of how it felt for me. This of course is helped by 34 years of crew and resource management, meaning I always had a mech or pilot ready to swap in when needed, compared to career mode where your resources are more constrained. I know this is just a DLC and a lot was already added within it, but I think what would have made the fights a lot less monotonous is more variety of clan chassis, which I know goes against the lore, but at least then I'm not just constantly fighting the same 4 mechs every weight class. Now, regarding mods, it would have for sure been more difficult without YAML, but even with it, I got my ass kicked a few times. So that does make me question how challenging the vanilla experience would be. I am considering a vanilla playthrough, but I'll take a break for now not to burn myself out. Final question of the day remains, what's life like in the Inner Sphere? Now that the clans are here? Well, you'll have to tune in next time to find out, because for now, I'm switching sides to go hunt down some freeborns.
Time to hunt some freeborns.
I'll quickly say though that a balance pass needs to be done at some point, because as they currently exist, non-DLC missions against clan forces mostly just consist of light mechs and oops all elementals. Heavies and assaults do drop, but seldomly from what I've seen so far. And that's it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like so others can find it too, and subscribe to the channel so you'll see when I publish more stuff. Until then, stay safe and don't let those clanners get too close.